One of them drops it because of the internet down here. It flipped between YouTube, Facebook, and actually even Twitter, X were there too. And next time we'll pipe in like super high speed bandwidth and hard line it in next time we do this. This was kind of I don't want to say a surprise broadcast, but somewhat of a snuck it in under the radar sort of a thing.
Clinton boys 195, their first Baker game. Muskie still they could get to 190 with a couple of strikes here.
And I don't think, I'll have to check with Mindy, I don't know that we have official scores yet. Well,
Looks like she's still calculating.
Yeah, like seriously, this looks like, it seems like there should be an easier way to do the scoring for this, because this is like math, it's like calculus.
I think the thing that throws everything off is eliminating the low score. Otherwise, you could have all of it done ahead of time, but...
Sounds like I need to design a little piece of scoring software that they can just have it on their phone. Just go boom, boom, and it shows you which one and then kick it out. And then we can have it push over into the broadcast software so we have it in real time.
There you go. I like where you're going.
Well, we could do that for the city tournament. Because I know they used to, I don't know who it was, used to broadcast the city tournament. Because I know like Brian Russell would.
Yeah, I think we still get it broadcasted on for the Bowler of the Year anyway.
Oh, I was just, okay, we're going to see if I can translate this into English. Yep. 1590. Yep. And that's, let's see, so
those are the scores we got to subtract, 200 and 254.
All right, we have girls' scores. We're just waiting on the boys. So after the individual games, the girls trail 17-10 to 15-90. So
120, is that what that is?
Yeah.
So again, that's a little tougher, but doable.
Miss Andres, if you're out there watching, Hawkins, any of you, please call me. I'm going to need help.
Congratulations to Josh Anderson with a 300 game.
Oh.
We're just talking about Josh Anderson. We had to go shoot a 300 game down there in league tonight.
Yep. See, so this must be what happens when we get old. They're down there bowling, and you're sitting commenting on bowling.
Hey, I'm enjoying it though. So Muskie boys 164, Clinton boys 195. So now the lead for Clinton is up to 90 pins for the boys. Girls Bakers are getting started right now.
Okay, we have, oh, look at this, coming in hot. Let's see how bad I can screw this up first. There we go. So the boys look to be now on the second Baker game. The scores that you see are through the individual games. No Bakers added yet.
Yep, Clinton boys gained another, I think, 31 that game, so I think their lead is up to 90.
I'm not a genius, but it seems like we're going the wrong way.
Muskie's got to get something going here.
So when you're behind like this, do you feel like do you naturally like throw harder? Do you like?
Yeah,
it would feel like for me that's what I would probably do. Like
every shot becomes that much more important because you're running out of shots. So every non-strike weighs on you a little bit more than it would have earlier in the day. It just don't quite seem like they're lined up yet in Baker's. Normally, as lanes dry out, especially down here on the condition that the Rose Bowl puts out, is you want to get inside a little bit, inside of that oil line, right around third arrow. And it looks like they're still trying to play second arrow, a lot of them.
see if we can get you a little bit of a view there through the boys over to the girls. But
all right, girls Bakers are on their way here. They got a little bit higher wall to climb.
You know, but looking at it, at least to start off with, it looks
They're
like
off
the
to a
girls
great
are.
start.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Nope, we black clouded them. I was waiting for that chant. Usually they say that every strike in Baker's. I think that's the first or second time I've heard it. Uno mas. Uno mas.
Uno mas. I got it. So are there any like break a leg comments? Like, is there anything like in bowling that's like absolutely taboo to do that a new person might not know?
So in this type of situation, you're supposed to give what they call a one-lane courtesy. So if somebody's getting ready to throw a ball on 33, that person that's up on 34 shouldn't be on the approach.
Yep,
because
that
you're
much
right
I know.
there next to him. And unfortunately, that happens a lot still, even at this level. Some people care, some people don't. It's just a courtesy thing. Screaming in somebody's approach, I never was a fan of that, but it does happen because there's so much hooting and hollering.
And again, this is like some sort of, for me anyway, as I look at this, it's like watching some sort of weird combination of a basketball free throw and a putt, right? Like, it, you know, on the putting green, it's nice and quiet, and you can focus and you can read the green and make the adjustments you need to. All of that inside a bowling alley is what you're trying to do, right?
Sure. Well, there's always an unwritten rule that when somebody or a team has a lot of strikes going in a row, you're supposed to get real quiet. But I always thought the opposite helped. If you heard noise,
see, that would drive me nuts. I wouldn't want it to be quiet.
No, I don't like it either.
Just whatever's been going on, let that keep thing going. Yeah, absolutely.
And I've seen it when somebody's got the front 9 or 10 in a row and everybody 3 pairs that way and 3 pairs that way stop bowling. I don't like that either because now everything's different and they're all singling out on you. And Muskie's off to a better game here. They got to start cutting into that lead this game, I would say.
Well, and I mean, based on the fact that they're sitting on 2 strikes in the 8th and 9th frame.
Oh, that hurt in the 10th, the split in the 10th.
Yeah, because that's like...
That's the thing, in that scenario, they could have struck out for, 230.
Right, for another 50-ish
Yeah, this
points.
is a 30-pin swing, in a critical situation.
But now, after that 7, they could still pick up the split and get one more. No, you only get 3 if it's all strikes, right?
If she would have spared that, she would have got another ball in the 10th.
Okay.
Yeah. If you strike, then you have a chance to get 2 more. You could throw 3 strikes in the 10th or a spare in the strike.
A spare, okay.
Still not a bad start for the girls, 187. They should gain a few here depending on how Clinton finishes out.
The boys are already almost done with Baker game 2.
Yeah, they pulled those 2 games in about 12 minutes.
Jeez.
Big double by the Clinton boys that pretty much even this game up.
Oh.
Looks like both teams are going to be over 200 on the boys' side.
Now, see, this just doesn't seem right. There was just a ball handed to one of the Clinton girls that's purple and yellow Muskie colors.
Oh, wow.
Feels like they shouldn't be able to do that.
Don't let her in the door with that, right? Yeah.
The other thing that and it shouldn't surprise me, that I've noticed on several of the bowlers is Kinsio tape on, like, their bowling hand.
Yes.
Like,
yep. Yep, a lot of them wear tape or what they call wristers on their wrist and helps them keep the muscles tight. And I used to wear one on my forearm so my tendons wouldn't pull.
Yep, I have to for racquetball. It's the same thing, just to keep everything in place.
Yep. So Clinton 216, Muskie's 202 that game on the boys' side. So Clinton gained another 14, so now they're a little over 100 with 3 to play. The Muskie girls are going to gain a little, but not a lot.
So it looks like the girls are going to pick up about 13 in the first Baker game.
Unfortunately, they need to get a few more than that, yeah.
Clinton ended up with a turkey in the 10th.
They struck out in the 10th where we opened. That was a pretty big swing there.
You know, if a guy were smart, I might have to talk to the Rose Bowl, and we're going to just see if I can pull in, like, the scores from that system, because I'm sure I probably can.
I bet you can. They just upgraded their computer system.
Yeah, it's impressive. Like, and what I love, if you're a local business watching right now, they've got on the screens, kind of like what the Y has, where you can advertise down here. It's only $250 a year.
Yes.
I can't imagine.
That's great.
I mean, a marketing guy coming out, that's a steal for impressions. I'm telling you that right now.
Yep. For a full year especially.
And of course Bosch is here. Of course Cochran's all over it.
I think both teams are down right around 100 or a little bit more, and we're running out of games.
You were saying before we went live that at the college level, they're doing, is it exclusively Bakers?
I don't know if every single event is, but I know they do have some events that are exclusively Bakers. And they get way more vocal than what we're seeing tonight as far as hooting and hollering and screaming. And
well, and, it seems like that would be the epitome of a team event.
Yep.
Like,
they feed off of each other's energy, and it's something to see for sure. And just like high school bowling's picked up over the last few years, college has really picked up as well.
So are those like NCAA sanctioned things, or is it like club bowling, or is it?
So like Iowa State has like a bowling club, but there are several that have it's a collegiate, it's a division sport. Yeah, they have different conferences, and I haven't looked into a ton of how it's all divided up, but there's several more joining every year.
You know, it's funny. Your daughter just came over and stood for the first time. So I actually saw her face. You're not denying that one, are you?
Yeah, I wasn't out of town that week.
Holy cow! I'll bet she hears that a lot, right?
She looks a lot like her mother, but she looks a lot like me.
But yeah, no, I think I would have recognized immediately who she belonged to.
Yep.
Oh, another strike on the Clinton side. The girls just picked up a spare in the third frame.
Lots of spares up there now.
So by the time you get out to this point, if you're one of the 5 bowling, how tired is your arm?
Oh, you're probably feeling it. You bowled two full games now. I mean, you're not. It's harder now that they're in a kind of rhythm where you're bowling an entire game. Now you're only bowling 2 shots. So those 2 shots you're throwing each game are that much more important, because they're the only 2 times they can help your team this game. Each bowler has 2 chances to help your team out, and you get 1 or 2 bowlers that are confused, it can really wreck a game.
You know, I think I just came up with a really cool way to call it like Baker Plus.
Okay.
Here's what I think they should do. So you got 5 on each one, right? 5 on each team. So what you do is you take 10 lanes, and boom, boom, each rolls 2 frames back to back immediately. Boom, and there's your game.
That's your Baker Plus?
Yep. Okay. And you just go 1, 2, 3, so that's frame 1. You know, same thing.
Sure.
But instead of doing it sequentially, you do it simultaneously.
Yeah, I could see that. And then put them on a shot clock.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like. Just to kind of mess with them a little bit more, you know.
Yep. It is interesting. Some of the kids, if you notice, do take their time up on the approach. They go through their whole, I call it pre-shot routine, where they wiggle their back or move their arms in a certain way to get set before they go, and some kids just grab the ball and go. As soon as it's in their hands, they're on the way.
Yep. And I would absolutely have to do a full shot routine.
Yeah, I'm
like,
the same way.
Same way before every racquetball serve. It's almost the exact same thing. Every free throw.
Yeah, that's just your process to get ready.
Well, and like in my mind, if you're trying to do something repetitive, why would you not start out the exact same way every time? And then the counter to that is probably, you know what, Chris, if you're halfway decent at it, you just go.
Maybe. Well, both the Muskie boys and Clinton threw a late turkey here to pretty much even it up. At least this game, anyway.
You know, you'd think they could at least put their team names up there instead of player A and B.
I've always wondered that myself. Even out of town, they do it the same way, though. Yeah, it wouldn't take that much work to get it up there.
Well, and I mean, you don't want the kids playing as player B to feel, you know, behind player A just because it's further down the alphabet. That doesn't seem very fair.
No. Well, the Muskie girls got a turkey and split behind it, but they look like they could gain a little bit here.
And according to the screen, that was just a killer shot thrown by the River Kings.
Oh, yeah, the animations. Yeah.
Yeah, they're fun. It kind of reminds me of the modern version of Tecmo Bowl.
I remember that.
You know, it's funny. We actually did a little broadcast of the 5th and 6th grade football team, the YSF teams.
Oh, yeah.
And for kicks and giggles, I went back and pulled like all the old Tecmo Bowl graphics. I found them online, downloaded them, changed them to like purple and gold, you know, like those old animations after.
Nice.
Pulled those in, and I was like, oh, you know, this is super cool. We're doing it. We play it out over the thing. I heard a couple of people down in front of the thing like, was that Tecmo Bowl? And I'm like, yeah, okay, nailed it. Like, you're my audience. But then apparently in just one of the last NFL games last weekend, I think it was CBS did the same thing. They went back and pulled the old Tecmo Bowl graphics and pulled them in for fun. I'm like, man, that's it. They copied off me.
That's pretty cool. Let's see. Clinton boys 196. Muskies can get to 210.
I think the boys just want to go home.
They're chipping away.
As fast as they're bowling over there.
Yeah, they're not messing around. That's for sure.
So they picked up another 14 there.
They need a big chunk in this fourth game to be in it.
So see, they were down, 65 going in. 60, 65
I think it was at close to 100 or 90 something after the first two Baker games.
Yeah, because they dropped a couple in those first two.
It's still very doable, but they need to start stringing some strikes.
Now, see, it feels like I might start, like, I don't know, trying to trip them as they go up or, you know, something. I don't know. It seems like that might be a good strategy.
Well, the Muskie girls look like they could cut the lead in half here, depending on what Clinton does here in the 10th. Muskies at 199. I didn't see what they did in the 10th here.
They've got 7
spare, so they're going to be in the 150s. They're going to gain. They could gain 40. And that's what the boys need to do this game. That should get them within 60, 65. The girls with 3 to play.
I believe so. I'll double check with Mindy in a moment.
That was what they needed, though, for sure. Only one open frame that game, and that was huge. Only having the one split.
So when you say open, that means you did
either a spare or a strike.
Yep,
they had one shot that wasn't a spare or a strike. That's an open frame. Well, they're still smiling, so that's good.
Yeah.
And that's what I've seen these first 3 meets out of both teams is they're not going to quit. They could be down 500. They're going to give it all they got. And that's great to see.
Well, you know, again, I'm going to go into dad mode here. I don't always care if they win or lose. I mean, you care because you want them to be happy and win, but what I care about is what they do afterwards.
Sure. What do they learn from it? What are they going to do different next time?
Well, and, our boys, there are 2 tournaments on the basketball side so far this year. They've made it to the championship game and lost both games.
Wow.
And, so then my son, I play racquetball Monday, Wednesday, Fridays at the Y in the morning. Sunday night he comes, Dad, can I go to the Y with you in the morning? Because he wanted to get on the court and shoot before he went to school Monday morning. That's what I want to see. Because that'll carry over. And it's not that I care about it on the basketball side. I mean, I love to see it on that, but that's just what it takes to succeed in life.
Yep.
And that's what all these kids are learning. Like the bowling's great, the basketball, football, you name it, that's all great. But sports teach kids so much about what life's going to be like once they get out of school.
Yep. Accountability.
Teamwork, support, dedication.
There you go.
Looks like Stolfus just kicked off the girls' Baker over there. And that's a pretty safe thing to say because you've got a 60% chance of getting it right.
Yeah, if they could gain another 30 or 40 here, this could get real interesting, for the girls especially.
Okay, girls are down 64 at the start of the third Baker. There we go.
Yep, so we got to cover 20, at least 22 a game here.
That seems doable. I mean, it seems tough, but it seems doable.
It sure is, yeah. And Clinton starts with a quick double just like that, girls. Or is that Muskie's on that side now?
No,
okay, I'm confused. Yep, everybody's standing up. I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it's... Yeah, so the Muskie started off with a double.
And what's interesting, what I've seen this year and years past is there's usually one lane in Baker's that both teams score better on than the other. So the team that gets the bowl 3 games on that lane has a little bit of advantage versus the team that only gets the bowl 2 on it. But you don't know what that lane play is going to play out to be.
Wow, that was a 19-mile. That's one of the higher speeds.
Yeah,
I think that I've seen.
Some of these kids can really get it down there in a hurry.
So, just kind of for comparison, what would you throw at?
I'm on the slow end. I'm probably between 14 and 15. My game is not a whole lot of power. It's mainly accuracy. But sometimes I'd like to be able to throw it that hard some days. But I don't want to have an ambulance on standby either.
Well, okay, so here's how heavy of a ball do you normally use?
They go up to 16. I threw 16 until I was about 30. Now I throw 15. And I probably should have never thrown 16. I always thought that an extra pound helped, but I haven't noticed it really make that much of a difference. It doesn't hurt my arm as much throwing 15 as it did 16.
Well, so my dad bowled somewhat when I was a kid. I think he was kind of done by the time I was old enough to really remember. Again, he was friends with Mike, and I don't think he was ever super great, but he had his own ball, and it was a 16-pounder, and he kept always saying, well, why don't you use that sometime? And, I could barely lift the stinking thing. I don't know how, throwing a 16, yeah, screw that. Give me an 8-pounder.
I would say all of the boys are better throwing at least 15, probably all 15. And the girls are probably throwing 14 and 15.
Yeah, screw that. I suppose it's one of those things if you got used to it. So do you see bowlers end up with single-sided injury kinds of things? I know with racquetball and some of those things, I get all twisted up and you gotta pound your body out of it because you're doing the same thing over and over.
A lot of, especially with this age, you see a lot of hand and fingers, thumbs cut up, thumbs tore up from throwing a lot of games, or hands sore. Every now and then you'll see some arm injuries, but
that just must be an old person thing.
It's mainly I don't want to say we're old, but we're not
we
young
are.
either.
No, we are. When we started broadcasting, this is 5-6 years ago. There weren't a lot of our age. I call us kids. We're not, but our age bracket, there weren't a lot of our kids up there yet. Now, when we go into a season, there's a media day where we come in and get pictures and we talk to the kids and just kind of get everything prepared for the season. I've now created a little form that they all fill out online, just a little bit of history on them. I ask their parents' names, and they're all like, why do you need that? I go, because here's the thing. I'm sick of running in and having conversations with friends I didn't realize their kids were playing, so you're going to put it on there so I don't look like an idiot.
I like it.
And it doesn't stop me from looking like an idiot, but at least it's one less thing.
I want to interrupt you, but the girls,
yeah.
Muskie girls just threw a 4-bagger.
Holy cow.
That's their first 4-bagger of the night for Bakers, I'm pretty sure.
And
it came at a good time. But they're a couple frames ahead of Clinton, and they're on a double, so they could match them here.
So where's that black cloud you were talking about? Go get it.
Go find it. Well, unfortunately, the Muskie boys have had, see all those red dots up there? Those are splits. They've had 4 of them this game.
So does anything that's more than 1 pin count as a split?
A split is, it depends how much of a gap there is between the pins.
Okay,
so if you leave 2 on one side and 2 on the other, that would be a split, or 1 on one side, 1 on the other. If there's a big gap in between the pins that you're throwing at.
Okay. I didn't know if, obviously when you look at it, that's how you would describe it.
Yep.
I didn't know if from a scoring standpoint if it was a different definition.
Yep. Muskie girls could still shoot 200 on the nose with a spare and a strike here in the 10th, and they're a couple frames ahead of the Clinton. That game hurt the boys, 224 to 140. So you always want to finish strong in these things. Now that they don't have a mathematical chance to win, you want to end on a good note. I've always thought if you end on a good game, even though the overall results weren't good, you have a positive outlook on the night compared to.
Absolutely. And you just called it. The girls did end on 200 on the nose.
Oh, nice. And looks like they're going to gain some.
What did I say they were down?
64.
Yeah.
They could cut that in half real easy here.
Whoa! Oh, somebody pulled our. Okay, we are back.
Oh, somebody tripped on it.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how often that happens. Or say you're broadcasting the homecoming parade from Mulberry School.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
You're up in the back of the truck, so you got a good view. Computer's all like. Say somebody might unplug you because they don't know plugged in, and I don't know what it is. I leave it, but.
I know I haven't said it, but I thank you for coming down and doing this. I appreciate it, and I know a lot of the parents appreciate it. They can't be here.
Oh, absolutely.
And,
glad to do it.
I know there's probably people out there that don't even. And the Muskie girls finished that game 200, and the Clinton girls 156. It's a 44-pin gain. And we should have it, I think, down to about 20 now for the girls with 2 to play.
Well, I think everybody else must be calling to tell everybody how it's going because Verizon towers seem to be banging up. So we are getting a little glitchy, it seems like, but I think we're stabling back out.
So the girls gained 44 pins. I believe they're down 20 with 2 to play.
I will see if I can confirm. You were right. You were spot on with your bowling
I'm
math.
paying attention. Kind of. No, that's a back-to-back 199s and 200 for the girls, so they're obviously getting comfortable. The Clinton girls and their coach kind of huddled up to say, hey, let's stop the bleeding. I like seeing that type of meeting of the minds there.
Now, do the boys and girls have different coaches?
I know for Muscatine we have 2 coaches. They work with both teams, but like on meet night, Mindy's in charge of the girls' teams, varsity and junior varsity, and Trisha's in charge of the boys. I think when they practice, they kind of work with both.
Right. That's kind of what I thought it was.
They do a great job.
Oh, one of the Clinton players is digging in for the drugs.
Where's that ibuprofen?
Yeah. It's 100% ibuprofen.
Yeah. I take a few of those before I bowl a lot of days. Especially depends on how many games I'm going to be throwing, but
it's amazing. Here's the thing: now that we're getting older, there's also a magic trick. Okay, if you take ibuprofen and Tylenol at the same time,
I've never done that.
it's legit. Yeah, see, so one's a pain reliever, one's an anti-inflammatory.
Oh, okay. So they kind of work.
They do.
They don't work against each other. They work
absolutely.
towards each other. Oh, yeah.
That was a trick we learned with our daughter in a pain management function. Now, obviously, folks, I'm not a doctor. But it does, you don't want to do it a lot. But, if you're really hurting, it
has helped you guys, huh?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah. It takes the immediate pain off so you can move around, and then the anti-inflammatory kicks in. Life's good. Old person hack.
I used to do a lot of icy hot after I got done with a long set, but I couldn't stand the smell of it anymore. So the boys are done. We should get those scores here soon. Girls are starting to get a little bit more animated.
High school girls animated? That's a surprise.
Yeah, that shouldn't be in the same sentence, huh?
So is that just like a Muscatine thing? Seems like it.
Yeah, it was just the boys there for a while. Last year the girls started doing it too.
You know what? These girls should connect up with the softball girls because they have a different thing for everything they do.
A different chant, a different...
Well, yeah, so like a single, and like last year, if they got a single, got on first, the person on first had to do like a rodeo thing. And if they got a double, they did a different thing. And it's like a whole thing.
It's all thought through and
oh my goodness,
rehearsed probably and everything else.
It absolutely is. And it only took Toby and I about halfway through the season to recognize that there was a pattern to it. You know?
Oh, turkey for the Muskie girls. That's a good time. I think they've had at least a turkey almost every Baker game so far. Clinton just had their third consecutive open.
So we should make this a thing.
Yeah, I'm enjoying this. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mindy called me earlier and said, "Hey, is this something you do?" And I said, "By myself? No."
Nah.
I said, "I haven't seen Chris in quite a while. I'd like to do it." Uno más.